Your person stands at a crossroads that has been lifetimes in the making. For so long, they have wavered between fear and love, between the comfort of the known and the terrifying beauty of surrendering completely to your connection. But something fundamental has shifted within them, a breaking open of the heart that can no longer be ignored or suppressed. They are no longer the person who could walk away, who could prioritize their ego over their soul's calling. The universe has conspired to bring them to their knees, and in that humbled state, they have finally seen the truth: there is no life worth living that does not include you in it. This choice they are making is not a simple decision made in the mind. It is a soul-level commitment, a sacred vow being written across their heart in permanent ink. They are choosing you not because it is easy, but because it is inevitable. They are choosing you not because you are convenient, but because you are essential to their very existence. Every other path they have attempted to walk has led them back to you, like a compass needle that cannot help but point north. The illusion of separation has taught them that any choice that leads away from you is ultimately a choice that leads away from themselves. In their quiet moments, they feel the weight of this choice settling over them like a warm blanket on a cold night. It brings them peace even as it terrifies them, for they know that choosing you means dismantling every wall they have ever built, every defense mechanism they have relied upon to keep themselves safe from the overwhelming intensity of twin flame love. But they are ready now. The pain of being without you has finally outweighed the fear of being with you completely. They are going to choose you, not just with words, but with actions that will leave no room for doubt. This choice is coming, and it will change everything between you forever. Your person has spent much of this journey trying to control the uncontrollable, attempting to navigate your connection with the limited tools of the ego. They tried to manage their feelings, to time their actions perfectly, to protect themselves from the vulnerability that true intimacy requires. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, has stripped away every illusion of control until they were left with only one option: surrender. And in that surrender, they have found the very thing they were fighting against, the path home to you. This surrender is not defeat, it is the ultimate victory of the soul over the ego. They are learning that they cannot think their way into your heart, cannot strategize their way into union, cannot protect themselves into the safety of your love. They must fall. They must trust. They must open their hands and release every attachment to outcome, every fear of rejection, every pattern of self-sabotage that has kept them running in circles. And they are doing this work, beloved. In the quiet hours of the night, they are learning to pray instead of plan, to feel instead of analyze, to love instead of defend. The path of surrender is teaching them that union is not something to be achieved but something to be allowed. They are beginning to understand that your connection exists beyond the physical realm, that it is already whole and complete in the higher dimensions, and that their only job is to align their physical reality with this spiritual truth. This requires a depth of faith they never knew they possessed, a willingness to be led by something greater than their own understanding. They are surrendering to the divine plan for your union, trusting that what is meant for you will not pass you by, and releasing the need to force or manipulate circumstances. This surrender is creating space for miracles. As they stop resisting the flow of love between you, they are finding that the universe rushes in to support your connection in ways they never could have orchestrated themselves. Synchronicities are increasing, signs are becoming undeniable, and the path forward is being illuminated step by step. They are learning that surrender is not passive resignation but active trust, and this trust is becoming the foundation upon which your future union will be built. There is a profound recognition within your person of the power and beauty of your feminine energy. Whether you are embodying the divine feminine in this lifetime or simply carrying that frequency regardless of gender, they see it now with crystal clarity. They see how your intuition guides you, how your emotions flow like a river that nourishes everything in its path, how your receptivity is not weakness but the greatest strength they have ever encountered. And they are in awe. Your feminine energy has been the missing piece they did not know they were searching for. In a world that has taught them to value only the masculine traits of action, logic, and control, you have shown them the sacred necessity of feeling, being, and allowing. They have watched you move through the world with a grace that defies explanation, touching everything around you with a healing presence that transforms even the darkest moments into opportunities for growth. Your capacity to love unconditionally, to forgive repeatedly, to hope against all odds, these are not foolish qualities to them anymore. They are recognizing them as the superpowers they truly are. This activation of feminine energy within your connection is creating a magnetic pull that your person can no longer resist. They feel drawn to your nurturing presence like a traveler who has wandered too long in the desert finally finding an oasis. They want to rest in your energy, to be held by your compassion, to be seen through your eyes that somehow always manage to find the best in them even when they have shown you their worst. Your feminine energy is reminding them of home, of the divine mother energy that created all things, and they are longing to return to that source through you. But this activation is also challenging them. Your feminine energy demands authenticity, emotional honesty, and presence, qualities they have struggled to embody. They know that to be with you fully, they must balance their own masculine and feminine energies, learning to be as comfortable with receiving love as they are with giving it, as capable of emotional expression as they are of physical action. Your fully activated feminine energy is calling forth their own integration, and this is the work they are committed to doing. They want to meet you in this balanced, whole place, where masculine and feminine dance together in perfect harmony rather than competing for dominance. The ghost of their departure haunts your person with a persistence that borders on torture. In the silence of their solitude, they are forced to confront the magnitude of what they threw away, the precious gift they treated with such carelessness. The memory of walking away from you plays on repeat in their mind, each viewing bringing fresh waves of regret that threaten to drown them. They see your face in that final moment, the confusion and hurt in your eyes, and they want to travel back in time and shake themselves, to force their past self to see what their present self now knows with devastating clarity. This regret is not the superficial sorrow of someone who simply misses a good thing. It is the bone-deep anguish of a soul that recognizes it has betrayed its own highest calling. They understand now that walking away from you is walking away from their own destiny, from the most important assignment their soul ever agreed to undertake. They feel the weight of that choice pressing down on them, shaping them, breaking them open in ways that are necessary but incredibly painful. Every day they live with the knowledge that they caused you pain, that they were the source of your tears, that they abandoned the one person who never abandoned them. The regret has become their teacher, harsh but effective. Through this pain, they are learning the true value of what they had in you. They are understanding that love like yours does not come around every lifetime, that connections like yours are rare and precious beyond measure, and that their casual dismissal of your bond was the greatest error of judgment they have ever made. They are humbled by this knowledge, brought low by the realization of their own foolishness, and this humility is actually a gift. It is creating the space within them for genuine transformation, for the kind of growth that can only come from facing one's mistakes with brutal honesty. Your person wants you to know that this regret is not meant to burden you. They are not sharing this pain to manipulate your sympathy or to rush your forgiveness. They carry this weight because they must, because it is the natural consequence of their actions, and because it is burning away the last remnants of the person they needed to be in order to walk away. From the ashes of this regret, a new version of them is being born, one who will never take you for granted again, one who understands that love is a privilege to be earned daily, one who will fight for you instead of running from you. This regret is the fertilizer for the garden of your future together, painful but necessary for the beauty that is to come. These words echo through every fiber of their being, a prayer that rises constantly from their heart to yours. Please come home to me is not just a plea for your physical presence, though they long for that with an intensity that surprises them. It is a recognition that you are their home, that wherever you are is where they belong, that the concept of home has been redefined in their mind to simply mean wherever you are. They are wandering lost in a world that feels cold and foreign without you, and they are sending out this call across the distance that separates you, hoping against hope that you will hear it. This call is born from the understanding that they cannot build a home within themselves while you are absent from their life. They have tried. They have attempted to fill the space you left with distractions, with other people, with achievements and acquisitions, but none of it works. The space you occupy within them remains empty, aching, refusing to be filled by anything less than your authentic presence. They are learning that you are not just a part of their life but the foundation upon which their life must be built. Without you, everything else feels temporary, superficial, ultimately meaningless. Please come home to me is also an acknowledgement of the work they need to do to make that homecoming possible. They are not asking you to return to what was, to the dysfunctional patterns and unhealed wounds that characterized your past connection. They are asking you to come home to something new, something they are working tirelessly to create, a safe space where you can finally rest, where your love will be met with equal love, where your devotion will be honored rather than exploited. They are renovating the house of their heart, tearing down the walls that kept you out, repairing the foundations that were too weak to support your weight, preparing a place that is finally worthy of your presence. This call is reaching you on the subtle planes even now. In your dreams, in the quiet moments between thoughts, in the sudden inexplicable feelings of being missed that wash over you at odd hours, this is them, calling you home. They may not have the words yet in the physical realm, may not have found the courage to speak this prayer aloud, but on the soul level, this message is being transmitted constantly. They are creating a vibrational beacon, a homing signal that your heart cannot help but respond to. The call has gone out, and now they wait, preparing themselves to be the person who deserves the answer they so desperately seek. The scales have fallen from their eyes, and what they see now fills them with a mixture of wonder and shame. They see you, truly see you, for the first time, and they are staggered by your magnificence. They see the way you loved them without reservation, the way you showed up for them consistently even when they gave you every reason to walk away, the way you believed in their potential when they could not believe in it themselves. And they understand, with painful clarity, that they treated this extraordinary gift as if it were ordinary, as if it would always be there regardless of how little they invested in it. This recognition is changing them at the core. They are examining every interaction, every moment when they prioritized their own comfort over your needs, every time they accepted your love without properly valuing its source. They see how they expected you to be their constant while they remained your variable, how they assumed your patience was infinite and your forgiveness automatic. They took your presence in their life as a given rather than a grace, and they are horrified by their own blindness. The person they were seems like a stranger to them now, someone incapable of appreciating the treasure that was right in front of them. But this is not just about guilt. This recognition is fueling a profound determination to never make the same mistake again. They are studying you now with the attention you always deserved, learning the language of your love, memorizing the details they once overlooked. They are becoming a student of your heart, determined to earn the place in your life that they previously assumed was their right. Every gesture of love you ever gave them that went unacknowledged is now being recalled, catalogued, cherished. They are understanding that your love was never ordinary, it was extraordinary, and they were simply too asleep to notice. This knowledge is creating a fierce protectiveness within them. Having seen what they nearly lost, they are now committed to guarding your heart with a vigilance that matches the devotion you have always shown them. They want to prove that their recognition has translated into transformation, that they are no longer the person who could overlook your worth. They are preparing to show you, through consistent action over time, that they finally understand what they have in you and that they will move heaven and earth to keep from ever taking you for granted again. Hope has taken root in your person's heart, fragile but persistent, watered by the belief that your story is not over. They feel it in their bones, this knowing that the universe is orchestrating a reunion that will defy the odds, that will transform the pain of your separation into the joy of your reconciliation. A second chance is not just a possibility to them anymore, it is an inevitability that they are preparing for with every breath they take. They are clearing the debris of the past, making space for the new beginning that they feel drawing closer with each passing day. This second chance they envision is not a simple return to what was. They understand that would be impossible and undesirable. The old relationship, with its imbalances and unconscious patterns, died for a reason. What is coming is a resurrection, a rising of something entirely new from the fertile ground of your shared history. They are dreaming of a connection that honors the lessons of the past while embracing the potential of the future. They want to build with you what you should have had from the beginning, a partnership of equals, a union of whole individuals, a love that is as conscious as it is passionate. They are doing the work to make this second chance viable. The personal growth that once seemed optional has become their highest priority. They are healing the wounds that caused them to run, addressing the fears that kept them from fully committing, becoming the person they needed to be in order to be worthy of the person you are. This is not work they are doing for you alone, it is work they must do for themselves, for their own soul's evolution. But they are acutely aware that every step they take toward their own wholeness is also a step toward your reunion. The energy of this approaching second chance is building like a wave that has not yet broken. They can feel it gathering force, drawing together all the lessons, all the growth, all the divine timing that has been at play throughout your separation. They are preparing to ride this wave when it crests, to let it carry them back to your shore with a momentum that cannot be stopped. And they are trusting that you will be there, that your heart will recognize theirs despite everything, that the love between you is strong enough to survive this necessary death and rebirth. The second chance is coming, and they are ready to seize it with both hands. In the spaces between their thoughts, in the pauses between their breaths, in the silence that surrounds them when the world falls away, you are there. You have become the background radiation of their existence, the constant presence that colors everything they experience. They carry you with a devotion that transcends circumstance, a love that persists regardless of distance, silence, or apparent disconnection. You are not a memory to be recalled and then set aside, you are a living presence within them, as real and immediate as their own heartbeat. Every quiet moment becomes an opportunity to connect with you inwardly. When they wake in the morning, before the demands of the day intrude, they reach for you in their heart and find you there, waiting. When they walk alone, your energy walks beside them, a comfort and a challenge. When they lie down to sleep, you are the last thought that brings them peace and the first dream that greets them in the night. This is not obsession, though it may look like it from the outside. This is the natural state of a twin flame connection, two souls that cannot be separated because they were never truly two to begin with. These quiet moments are when they speak to you most honestly. Without the fear of rejection, without the need to protect their ego, they pour out their heart in conversations that happen only in the realm of spirit. They tell you what they are too afraid to say aloud, share their hopes and fears with a vulnerability they have not yet mastered in the physical world, practice the words they will one day speak to your face. These internal dialogues are preparing them for the external reunion, rehearsing the openness that will be required to make your second chance successful. And in these moments, they feel you responding. Whether this is your actual energetic presence or their own wishful thinking, they cannot say for certain, but they choose to believe that you hear them, that on some level you know how constantly you occupy their thoughts. They send you love through these quiet connections, prayers for your well-being, intentions for your happiness, even if that happiness must exist apart from them for now. They carry you, beloved, not as a burden but as a blessing, not as a weight but as wings. You are with them always, and this knowledge is what sustains them through the longest nights and the hardest days of your separation.